Hello everyone, I'm RecV5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to Madden NFL 2005 Crusaders franchise in the Pro Bowl.
Yes, and you have seen the last of the Mad Bomber for another season.
Yeah, because we're going to be changing places here like we do every year on the Pro Bowl.
That's right, but usually we like to start off the episode with a little bit of a replay, but this time around, we're going to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, you wanted to look at awards, didn't you?
We're going to look at the awards. And I'm not sure whether we can access this from the... here we go. Surprise! Kansas City wide receiver Benji Rhodes earned Pro Bowl selection number 2.
Nice.
So Benji Rhodes, just in case people didn't know, has a speed rating of about 72. But he was the leading receiver in receiving yardage in the league.
Well, I guess he doesn't drop too many.
No, he doesn't drop too many. And you know what? I love throwing the ball to people who can catch. And of course, Kelvin Allen, he made the Pro Bowl.
Yep.
Although I did not manage to rack up the ridiculous amount of rushing yardage that you did the previous season.
I'll do my best.
But he was still a 1,000-yard rusher, and he was also a 1,000-yard receiver.
Wow.
And here we are with Darrell Roble going to the Pro Bowl.
Yes, I made it to the Pro Bowl.
Yes, and that featured RecV5X controlling Darrell Roble, and I believe he got something like 17 sacks on the season.
Yeah, something like that.
And in the Super Bowl,
I got 4.
You got 4 in one game. So there you go. And Adam Parkman has earned his 3rd Pro Bowl selection.
Oh, God. Well, so, you know what? He's going to be punching it in from the goal line. That's what he's there for.
Yeah, he's a role player, and he plays his role very well. Anyway, I'm not sure where we have to go here in order to look at...
I think you wanted to look at like the actual like league...
Yeah, like the awards.
Here, let's see.
I can't remember where to go now.
I think it's... You go in here and then there's like an option to like actually select that goes like view awards. And there's probably some other menu option that you can choose, but I'm also not very aware of it, but I think you can go like this.
Oh yeah, I saw it there just a second ago where you were. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, go to yearly awards.
All right.
And here we go. So most valuable player, of course, was Bo Jenkins, who passed for 6,537 yards and 58 touchdowns.
Yep. But we had some honorable mentions also from our team.
Yes, Cedric Perry, who set a new record with 38 sacks in one season. And of course, Kelvin Allen, who had his 1,000 yards rushing, but he also had about 1,000 yards receiving. So those were the 3 players who were up for most valuable player. Bo Jenkins wins the award. Offensive player, of course, is Bo Jenkins, followed by Kelvin Allen. Defensive player is Cedric Perry with his 38 sack performance.
Yes.
Okay, offensive rookie, we did have an honorable mention, Anthony Jefferson, who was a wide receiver 4 in our depth chart.
Yep.
And he managed to pick up a pretty respectable season for, you know, like a guy who was 4th in the depth chart at wide receiver, but I guess that just kind of shows you how much I pass too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so defensive rookie, we didn't really have anybody because I don't know that we had very many rookies on defense this season.
Yeah, no, all our rookies were backup linebackers, I think.
Yeah. And of course, best quarterback was Bo Jenkins by far, right? He threw for 3,000 yards more than Grant Kaufman did this season. The best running back was Kelvin Allen. So Kelvin Allen repeated a couple of the awards that he won in his rookie season, right?
Yep.
Best wide receiver, well, we had Alex Mills and Benji Rhodes. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess, well, this guy, he got a lot of touchdowns, right?
Mm-hmm. That's probably the difference, right? Is he probably caught a lot of more. Yeah.
Yeah, because Benji Rhodes led the league in receptions and receiving yardage. Well, or he was close to the top anyway. I think he led the league in catches, though.
Yeah.
but he only got 7 touchdowns.
I think he almost doubled the guy behind him in catches. But, you know, a 72 speed wide receiver, in order to get that kind of yardage, you have to throw the ball to him a lot.
And I did. He was by far my favorite receiver, right? Anyway, best offensive line, well, we never get anybody in there. Best offensive line. Best defensive lineman was Darryl Roble, otherwise known as Rec V5X.
Yep.
With 54 tackles and 17 sacks. And that's actually a very respectable number for tackles, too. It showed that you were a very active player in the middle there.
Yeah,
right?
I actually didn't have trouble pursuing running backs or things like that.
Yeah, well, when you look at the other players in similar positions to yours, they all had about 50 tackles as well, right?
Yeah, the big thing is just the lack of forced fumbles, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I guess I make up for it in sacks.
Yeah, for sure. Best linebacker was Cedric Perry, which is no big surprise since is how he did get 38 sacks.
Yeah, he got almost triple the number of sacks that the next guy did.
Yeah, and of course, our defensive secondary, in my opinion, is a little bit weak. So we didn't actually have anybody in the running there, but Damon Sawyer, who is a guy that we fear and respect for this, who plays strong safety for the Stingers.
Yeah, he's really strong. He's really good.
He's a very good player, and he won Best Defensive Back. And we didn't really have anybody in the running for Best Kicker this season. Hopefully that will change. And of course, Coach Cronell won Coach of the Year.
Nice.
So
not really unexpected, though.
No, not really unexpected. So if we look at the Pro Bowl here, we got Jenkins starting at quarterback and Kelvin Allen starting at halfback. So that's 2. We got Parkman and Golston both at fullback. So that's 4. Rhodes at wide receiver and Mills. So that's 6 players. And then that just about does it. So we had 6 players on offense. And then, of course, we got Roble at defensive tackle. And Cedric Perry at linebacker. So that's 2. And Marco Gooden, who was the kickoff coverage guy. That's where all those tackles came from. But it was good enough to get him into the Pro Bowl. So there you go. And Danny Jones misses out on the Pro Bowl this season for the first time.
Somehow, sadly. Well, I guess he didn't have such a good season this season, though.
Well, he was playing your system, though, at free safety, and basically the job description of deep zone, and it's not very glamorous.
Yeah, that's true. It's a very essential part of the team, but a very dull part of the team, right? There's no glory in it.
That's right. But anyway, we're off to the Pro Bowl with the NFC versus the AFC, and we're going to,
play game.
Okay, yeah, we'll play the game. And we're going to be the AFC, of course. And on offense, I don't even remember what your offensive playbook is called.
Rec V5X.
Rec V5X, how could I forget?
Yes, I name it after me so that I can copy the coach naming scheme here.
Uh-huh. Okay. Anyway, we'll see if Rec V5X remembers how to play offense.
Oh, boy.
It'll be a much different look to what people are used to seeing me play anyway, because, you know what, I also have a few plays where I could run the stretch run in my playbook.
Yep.
But I have never had the success at it that you have. I'm sure there must be a technique to it or something that makes it work, because I haven't mastered it, and occasionally I can get a successful run out of it, but most of the time it doesn't really do much for me.
It could just be volume too. I mean, I hand the ball off like 60 times a game and I run for a loss 15 times a game, at least. So it could just be volume too.
Yeah, but I do have a tendency to try to run up the middle more. And if I run for a short gain or a loss, I just come out passing right away after that. I don't run another run play.
Yeah, whereas I've called runs on like 3rd down and 20 before.
3rd down and 20, and you made it.
Yep. Well, because they come out in like a dime, and I'm in single back big, right?
Names from each conference are here as the NFC team match up against the AFC team.
Yeah, I have made a couple of tweaks to my playbook, but only minor stuff with regards to pass routes and things like that. It's really not too different from Season 2, I think I was. Season 2
yeah,
playbook.
season 2, you were the offense guy.
So I've just made some little optimizations here and there, nothing too major.
John, this defense prides
Oh, look at this. There's Roble.
I already miss playing defensive tackle.
Yep.
I like playing defensive tackle, I do.
Well, I tend to play defensive tackle a lot too, because it's the best way to get pressure inside, right? Because for some reason, when we control that player ourselves, they have more success than if they're just left to their own devices, right? We won the toss.
It's also easier to crack down on the run that way.
Yeah, we'll defend this end.
They're lined up for the kickoff.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to pick some audibles, and I guess I'm picking defensive audibles.
Yeah, that must be a unfamiliar sight to you.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with this, and with this, and we'll do something like... yeah, we'll do something like this. Okay, and maybe we'll do... yeah. What have I got? Oh, that's the wrong one.
Wrong side?
The wrong side. It should be this one.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to the same kinds of things that I used to do. What an unfamiliar sight this is by now.
Yep, so basically slants, outs, short curls.
Dive plays and stretch runs.
Dive plays and stretch runs. Yep. It occurs to me, though, that your stretch run might actually work a little better with a better quality center, because that guy will tend to be able to maybe prevent those defenders from popping through the line a little bit more often, right?
I mean, one can only hope.
Yeah.
Oh god, Benji Rhodes is the #1 receiver.
Yeah. With his 72 speed.
Well, his catching is like 99, so I guess I should be grateful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't need a fast receiver to run the slant anyways, right? I mean, you throw that slant pass to tight ends.
Yeah, that's true.
That are slower than he is.
Yeah, 10 points slower to be exact.
Yeah. So, you know, he's got the stick him on, and he's all ready to catch the ball for you.
Looks like we've got the dream team offensive line. You've got some speedy defensive ends, man. Yeah. Holy crap. Look at that linebacker.
Yeah.
Speedy linebacker. You'll be getting him in the second half. Gooden is there.
Marco Gooden.
Yep.
Oh well, that's okay. The safeties are all pretty speedy. Well.
Yep. And let's see what they got. Well, if they're all decked out on quarterback, we're also decked out on quarterback. I don't know why that's a surprise. And they don't have a 99 speed halfback, surprisingly enough.
Nope.
Got a pretty quick fullback. And some speedy other wide receivers. Speed at tight end. Dream team offensive line. I mean, their team probably looks pretty much the same as ours, to be honest.
Yeah, well, they're going to be all the best players from the NFC, right?
Wow. Look at that guy. 90 speed, and he's the backup.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie Clemens is there.
Yeah. He's the tackle machine.
Yeah. They got his walker all warmed up at the sideline.
Yeah, what is he, like 35 years old now?
He's 33 here, right?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
He sure stays in the league for a long time, too. I bet you it's because he gets drafted by these terrible teams.
Yeah.
And then he just stays with them and plays with them because he posts like a record number of tackles every single season. And I think that's what goes into factoring whether or not a player will retire.
Yeah, probably his importance to the team is probably a factor.
Yeah. And his importance is like 99.
Anyway, here we go. Rec V5X is kicking off to start the Pro Bowl.
No, I'm not.
And his first kick goes into the end zone. But it was shallow in the end zone.
Oh, look at this. A fumble.
And it's a fumble.
Oh, I couldn't get over the guy. I tripped over the guy.
You're on offense, but they're going to challenge the fumble, though. You know what? All in all, he would have been better off taking the touchback there, even though they'll probably overturn this, because
that was a terrible call.
His one knee got on the ground for sure before the ball came out.
Overturn a call.
Yeah, that was a terrible call.
Yeah, I don't think that's a fumble. But still, even if it's not a fumble, they're starting at like their 12-yard line, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You see, and sometimes he sees something else. But this time, everyone could see the call had to be changed.
It's 1st and 10.
So I play a different style of defense than Rec V5X does.
Yeah, you like to press.
I like to press.
And just now, we're seeing the successes of your defense already.
Yeah. Basically, I got this idea from your nickel wide, right?
Oh, okay.
And I suspect that the defensive line is probably in a very similar alignment.
Yep, it is.
But I'm playing 5-man under 2 here and pressing. And of course, I'm also, I don't always play this player dropping into a zone. Sometimes I have him pass rush too, because he by himself will tie up these 2 guys over here.
Oh, okay.
So that they can't do any trading and that kind of garbage.
Yep.
Which basically sets up a matchup where this halfback has to try and block this defensive end. Right?
And that's never going to end well for the halfback.
And that's not usually, unless he cut blocks, that's not going to end well. And what it does do too is it forces the, if they have a halfback on that side, it forces the halfback to stay in the block.
Yeah.
Which makes him much less of a receiving threat, right?
Especially for those speedy halfbacks.
Using split backs. Pressure coming, gets the pass off.
And also they seem to cover a little tighter too when they're pressing.
Yeah, well, see, if you watch here, I wasn't able to get the pressure because this time it just took a little bit longer for that guy to get there, right? But he still ran over that running back like he wasn't even there. But he throws the ball, and I think it looks like he didn't get much of a jam on that player that time, right? He managed to get away fairly quickly, but this almost looks like it's supposed to be a streak that is thrown very early, right? Like he's he's not even 10 yards down the field, and the quarterback's throwing this ball already. He's just 5 yards downfield. And when you're throwing a streak, normally this guy's supposed to be like way up here somewhere catching that pass, right?
Yep.
But anyway, I took the nickel wide concept one step further, and you'll notice that I have the line shifted to the other side, whereas you only do this to one side.
That's right, yeah.
But what I do is I run this defense so that the, see again, the jam coverage there?
Yeah, it prevented the receiver from reaching the ball.
Yeah, but what I do is I run that shifted line to the wide side of the field, right? So if the ball is spotted on the right hash mark, I'll usually play what I call an undershift with the defensive end wide on the wide side of the field, and vice versa if it's spotted on the left hash mark, right? I'll have the line shifted the other way.
From the 48-yard line.
And the reason for that is because if they want to try and run a toss or a sweep to the wide side of the field, that defensive end way out wide is in a good position to contain that, right?
Yeah.
So usually that's what I'll do, and I play a lot of man lock with 5-man under in order to help defend against runs like this.
And we're going to be doing a lot of that today.
And what happens is the wide spaced line offers a little bit more gaps. Like you'll notice here that it'll be a little harder to run up the middle against this defensive alignment. But they're a little more vulnerable to runs out wide, right?
he sees something in the defense.
If he ever stops waving his hands.
Into the carry.
See what I mean? Like, it's tougher to run up the middle against that tight line, right?
It is, yeah.
That's why they
But
pick up all those old
I
defensive
figured out that I would
linemen.
rather
This
give up a
kind of
4 or
thing,
5 yard
they don't
run
even
up the
look at
middle
players in
than
the
a
front
15-yard
line for
run
defensive
around the
backs,
outside,
unless
right?
They weigh 300 pounds or more.
And
They know
also,
if
that's
you
why I
can't
play a
block
lot
the
of
line
man
scrimmage,
lock, because
free the linebacker
what it does
to
is
make
it
those
bunches linebackers, particularly in the middle of the field, so that if the running back does try to run up the middle, it's a
Had to
little
cut
bit.
that up the middle there.
Yeah, I see that. It's a little bit tougher for him, right?
About 8 yards.
So it's basically this year or this season coming up for me, it's going to be basically a very heavily 4-3 based defense, right? But with a wide alignment.
Dropping back. Gets rid of it. And he hits his target. Miller
But we can
takes
pass
the
when we
snap
have to.
at the
Yep.
19-yard line.
Now this is one heck of a play. Look at it. You're in a hole here on third down, and they come through with this perfect play that gets them a first.
Well, also
and keeps
scores
the drive
tend to be a
going.
little bit lower when
Calling
you're
an
at the
audible.
controls on offense too, because you tend to use up a lot more of clock than I do, right?
Yeah, with the running attack.
Yeah, with the running attack, because running just takes more time off the clock than passing does,
Again, he'll get the call. The back breaks
even if
free.
you're getting good gains like this, right?
Zealot records the stop at the
And that was a
3.
pretty damn good gain.
Yep, that was about a 12 or 13 yard gain on that run.
Battle on the line of scrimmage, and they blew the defenders right off the line. I'll tell you, when your guys up front are playing this well, running the ball is a whole lot easier.
Well, gonna throw a touchdown pass to Parkman or what?
Well, we'll see how the coverage pans out.
Drops back. Throwing. He
Yep.
hits his
He's getting better at that catching thing, I think.
Yeah, he actually caught, I don't know, like 8 or 10 passes this season.
Yeah, so maybe
Yeah.
his catching rating went up like 2 points.
Well, it wasn't like I threw the ball to him a lot, but I mean, I threw the ball to everybody, right?
Yeah. The season 2 Parkman totally would have dropped that.
The extra point
Yeah.
is good. The
Well,
AFC
you know what?
team
He's always
stepped
been there
up to
because he's a short yardage specialist. And that's probably always going to be what his role is so long as he keeps playing.
And he got all of that one. A great kick. From the 1-yard line.
They don't want to fall out of contention early. They'll be
Well,
looking
they're
to
coming
put
out
together some kind of scoring
in a
drive
passing
with possession.
formation again.
So they have 1st and 10 here.
So I have a few different versions of this. I've got basically a 4-3 version,
Using split back.
and I also have
Big hit on the ball carrier.
a nickel version, which I just had on the field
That's
here.
what happened here.
And I also will even run a dime version of this too.
Oh, okay.
They all look the same. The difference is the
Corners will love to
personnel,
play this one tight.
right? But if I think there might be a run here with a single back formation, I'm going to put the nickel package on, so I've got the 2 linebackers in there to help out.
With the pass.
Nice one from... That's a defensive tackle, ain't it? No, that's a defensive end.
Defensive end, yeah. See, what I did here with this nickel is quite often I'll do, this is another thing that you started to do, right?
Yep.
Because in the nickel, the safeties start a long ways off the line, and they tend to move outward like that and leave a big hole in the middle of the field here. And so this guy's here just to help out any man coverage guys on inside receivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which in this case he did, right?
Let's get back to the action on the field.
Okay, it's 3rd down and 7, so now I'm going to put the dime package out. And it's basically still the same scheme, right?
They'll play things tighter on
Exactly the
outside.
same. The only difference is there's only one linebacker out there now, right? Because I'm not expecting a run. Oh, look at that. I ran over that first guy, and then I got picked up by the running back, eh?
And then the running back pancake, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that fullback there is like a super fullback, though.
Yes, he is.
Tough spot here. This is a heck of a throw and catch to pick up that first down.
And I also, of course, this playbook is called the Monster. And I brought back the Monster defense. So you can see the 5-man line here.
Yep.
Dropping back to pass on first down. Throws it, and he makes the grab. Texan pulls him down at the 49. How about that speed? Great individual effort.
Not only did the quarterback show off his strong arm, but the receivers displayed some amazingly soft hands.
But then that's okay. I threw that in there to try and get a little bit of pressure. But and I'll do that occasionally, but I'll usually stick with this plan right here.
Oh, how did that guy miss that?
I don't know.
That was Perry that missed that.
Yeah, well,
How did he miss that?
That was play action, and it was like, you know, for some reason, even though play action never works for me or you,
It works way better for the AI.
It's magic for the AI, right? Like it's pure gold for them. And I also play a little bit of 3-4.
Quarterback gets set with only one back behind him. Hands it off. Stiff arm keeps him at bay. Drop behind the
Because the 3-4 can be pretty good against the run as well. And you'll notice here, what I did was I reversed this formation.
Yep.
And basically what I had originally drawn it as is this linebacker angle blitzes into this gap.
Mm-hmm.
And this linebacker was blitzing from the outside. But when you reverse it, it changes the alignment of the defensive line. And it also changes this guy's path a little bit. So against a pass, the idea is that he will rush into this gap and occupy the tackle. And I will occupy the center. And this guy will occupy the offensive tackle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, this guy would go in here and occupy the guard. So that they can't do that little tradey thing over here and pick up this guy. But since it's a run, it also fills up all the gaps nicely with the, you know, like with the run play and eats up the blockers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 4-man-to-man scheme.
back to the game.
So it still works reasonably well. Let's see here.
Yeah. First down marker just inside the 27. Hoffman with a man in motion. Neely makes the tackle.
And of course with the Monster I've got 3 defensive tackles out there. So it's pretty stout against the run, right?
Third down and long.
Yeah, whereas a typical 5-man line formation in this game usually uses 1 defensive tackle and 2 defensive ends.
Yeah, well, it uses the backup defensive ends. Oh,
And they're really typically not as strong as your tackles.
At the
Yeah.
26. He's normally the guy they look to when they need a first down.
Well, you know what? They'll give up on that short slant pass sooner or later, man.
Go across the
Yep.
middle or get down the field. So you know that he's going to make the catch.
Ninth play of this drive. In field goal range now. They go with a draw. Number 95 makes the stop.
there I was bringing a blitz that time. I was sending all 3 linebackers. Because this is actually a nickel formation, of like a nickel version.
They'll need to reach the 16-yard line in order to convert for the first down. They line up in the I formation. Kaufman with a man in motion. He leaves at the 20.
Oh,
Well, you stopped him.
yeah.
Number 20 records the tackle. At the
Well, that's a disadvantage of these unfamiliar personnel. See, that safety that we have there is probably an actual safety and not a linebacker.
Yeah.
Whereas on our team, they'd be linebackers. And so they wouldn't get stiff-armed like that. They'd just hit that guy.
They'll go with a play fake.
Haha.
Play in the backfield.
Play action at the goal line, really? You know what play I was running here?
Just man under 2?
No, basically I adjusted the line to be in a position more to my liking, which is why that defensive end was able to get around there.
Yep.
But basically,
And we go back
the play I was running was basically the like goal blitz, but it's basically the free fire, right?
Yep.
Out of the vanilla playbook.
Yeah, the vanilla free fire just with the line already pre-adjusted.
That's right.
Only one man in the backfield. Mitchell moves in motion.
Yeah, because they just don't space the line widely enough in these vanilla formations.
That's right.
Great push by the defense.
And the funny thing is in Madden 04, they actually used to space it a lot wider. That was one of the things that I noticed when we did our whole Christmas series for Madden 04.
Yeah, it's actually, you know, like when you run the ball in Madden 04, you'll usually get at least 2 or 3 yards, but it's hard to get more than that, right?
Yeah.
With the stop at the 6-yard line. The drive stalls inside the 5-yard line after they had it first and goal.
Well, I made the stop inside the 5. But I guess that blitz was the right thing to call when he was running the play action, eh? Because I was sending 6, so I was basically sending more rushers than he had blockers.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation, he'll approach it the same way. Cool and smooth.
Yeah, 14 plays. Wow.
Good distance. From the 9. To the 20. Offense taking over again here.
Okay.
They ran the ball very effectively and got it into the end.
Yeah, we ran the ball very effectively, so we're going to try to do that again. They're already shifting guys out to the outside.
Carter in motion. Hand off to the tailback. White makes the cut.
See, he has the agility to make that cut upfield too, so...
Yeah. Well, like, he's got... you know,
all
like,
the right characteristics I like.
Yeah, he's got high 80s agility and acceleration, right? As well as his 95 speed, so he's got all of the tools. Oh, somebody missed the block over there,
Yeah,
but
they
I
didn't
was
block the defensive end.
but I was watching the center, and he actually angled over and grabbed that, like, picked up that defensive tackle where the guard was pulling, right?
Yeah.
That'll negate the speed that these guys have to the outside.
Yeah, they just didn't block the defensive end there. But these guys have their super defensive ends, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Rhodes moves in motion. Closing in.
Nice catch.
Oh, yeah. Slides on his knees.
Well, he did what he needed to do.
Throwing at this guy because he's got some of the most reliable hands in the team, and probably in the league.
Rhodes in motion. Allen.
We don't need single back big for this.
Nope.
Solid hit. Just punched it.
And the thing is, when you get hit like that, it's like having a
Runs for another 11 yards. Yep.
Allen did a nice job on that.
See, I'd say 4 yards in a cloud of dust, but your run plays very rarely result in as little as 4 yards, right?
Yeah.
Rhodes, the man in motion.
They've gone inaudible to something here.
Yep.
Going to the air on first down.
Okay, we want that guy.
Okay.
I had to scan. I had a lot of time there, though. The line on this team is really good.
Well, they also, because one of the reasons you had to take that much time to look is because they actually did drop everybody off in coverage, right? And when you do that, you're not going to generate very much pass rush.
Yeah.
So it's a trade-off. You get the better coverage, but you also give the opposing quarterback more time to stand there and look for somebody too.
The ball inside the 42 to convert. Changing the play now. Carter,
Which is why my defensive philosophy has always been generate pressure, right? Nice.
Ooh, that one will leave a
Yeah, I
mark.
saw that guy loop around the outside. It looked like he was on a blitz assignment.
Yeah, and look at that. Your pulling guard picked him up.
And that's actually how this play was originally drawn. Like, this was actually originally called, instead of the halfback stretch, it was actually called the halfback trap.
Yep.
And that was what I was trying to do with this run.
Yeah. It's just that you don't have, on the Crusaders, you don't have the kind of offensive linemen that are capable of running it like that.
That's right. And so I can't actually run it the way it's designed. But the way I run it, not as the way it's designed, actually works better. In a very strange way.
Looks like he's calling an audible.
Yeah, well, lots of these little innovations were discovered purely by accident, right?
Yep.
With the pass, perfect pass.
And that's our quicker tight end.
7-yard line.
Yep, from the Tigers by the looks of it.
Yep.
Things are really slowing down for him right now. He's seeing the coverage and finding the open man with ease. He's really in some kind of rhythm out there.
The NFC team come out in a nickel package. Jenkins with a man in motion. Again with the run.
Oh, he managed to slip off of his block. Yep.
Excellent positioning led to that.
But it's like I said, though, right? I'm going to run for like 15 runs for a loss in this game.
Probably, yeah.
He always seems to be in position. He uses his hands well, and he
Okay.
has those long arms. And that really helps him shed blockers.
Changing the play now.
Oh, not this animation.
Calling an audible. On the ground.
Had to
Oh,
get
wow.
away from the middle guy, and then the other
Yep.
guy didn't block the outside corner.
Yeah, so you've got 2 runs for a loss in a row.
He'll move up and play physical.
Well, that's okay. I guess we'll line up in a run play.
Yeah, well, so far you've got more rushing yardage than you do passing yardage, so...
Out in a nickel package. Jenkins sends a man in motion. On the carry. He's in the clear with that blazing.
Oh, look at this. He's going to make it.
Yeah, I'm really good at, if you take a look at this here, I'm really good at doing this. Because what you do is you start to hit the 2 hands button when you see this guy come, and you actually turn, like I'm going to turn to my left as hard as I can here.
Yep.
And that's what causes that, right? Even though you don't necessarily see me start to turn left, I'm inputting left and using the 2 hands button here, and I'm actually just trying to run over him.
Yeah, and that's Damon Sawyer that you just ran through.
Yeah, wow. So there you go. I can run over Dave and Sawyer.
And we go back to
And it was Charlie Clemens who made the tackle there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have 12 yards to go for a touchdown.
Well, you know what? You're one of the few people I know who will call a run play on 3rd down and 16 and actually make it.
Yep.
Rose in motion. Hand it off again.
This is a touchdown.
Yep, that's a touchdown. There's nobody anywhere near you.
Rushing brings down there.
He just kept his legs churning and moving on that one. Nobody was going to keep him from scoring.
Oh, well. Bo Jenkins got enough passing yardage in Season 3 to last him for Season 4 as well, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
he got
That
2
was the goal.
Yeah, he got 2 years worth of passing yardage in 1 season, so he can take a year off next year.
Yeah. Well, his arm might get sore, right?
Yeah, well, I gotta say, I threw a lot of passes, that's for sure.
Good. The AFC
However,
team
I think in the
are lined
off
up
season,
for
you
kickoff.
better draft another halfback.
Yeah, well, just in case Kelvin Allen gets injured, right?
That's right. If he gets hurt, we're screwed.
We're not screwed. We'll do perfectly fine with Pete Clark. We just won't be able to run on 3rd and 16.
Yeah.
From the 3-yard line.
Wow, whoever that guy is, he can hit.
Ready to go again after that last drive.
Yeah, I don't understand why they keep running the ball out of the end zone when they can't even make it back to the 15-yard line, right?
Johnson is the deep back.
So you see I got the 2 linebackers in the big gap there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gets the call. Frank makes the tackle at the 18.
Now here it is.
Hey, is that Ben French? Oh, no, that's a different French.
No.
Look at how he
Yeah.
fights off the blockers, and he makes a heck of a play to bring him down.
Yes, that's French the left end instead of French the right end.
Yeah.
Gets the pass off.
Well, that was almost an interception.
Despite
Yeah,
good coverage,
but you see that though? That's why I'm playing press coverage a lot, because I've noticed
Maybe that's what caused
that,
him to throw a bit.
press coverage seems to make the defensive back cover the receivers much more tightly too, right?
It also screws up their pass routes.
Play action. Throwing.
Pass defense.
Yep.
Pass was incomplete. No pass reception on that play, John. And that's surprising.
You know, like if you're trying to play a normal coverage or a cushion there, though, chances are very good that that receiver
Catches it underneath.
catches that pass because the defensive back
He just didn't bring it in.
can't close the gap between them in order to deliver the hit at the right time, right?
Yeah. Or hard enough.
And he chooses not to return this one. The running attack was
So
very
yeah, I'm a
effective.
big believer in press coverage,
They worked their way
but I
down
always
the
play
field.
two deep safeties when I'm playing press coverage.
Same thing
Always.
happened here again.
You know, I think they're expecting a run.
You think?
Looks like he's
I do.
calling an audible.
This might be interesting.
Throwing on first down. Looking for a receiver. Throws it. He read the single coverage.
Overthrows him. Wow.
Uh,
He had him beat too. If that had been thrown just a couple yards shorter, he would have caught it.
that happens a lot with that particular route. In order to
Jenkins,
use
man in
that, for
motion.
some reason, it happens a lot.
Yeah, well, it's because they want the, this is the year of the D, right?
That's
And
right.
and they can't have you beating them on long bombs down the middle of the field all the time if it's going to be the year of the D.
At
Yeah.
41, Allen
That's okay, we'll run over Damon Sawyer again.
Yeah.
Holding their block and allowing him to get a good run for a first down.
Well, so far, this is looking like a typical Rec V5X game.
I guess I'm not that out of practice.
Nope, you appear to have not lost a step.
I should have moved to tight end.
Oh, well, that's okay. Look at the blocking you're getting from that wide receiver there.
and he ducks out
And
of
we'll run
bounds.
over Damon Sawyer again.
Yeah.
They get 2 first downs on 2
Well, see,
runs.
Allen is still developed as a running back, even though I didn't run with him as much as you do.
First and 10.
But he still has a pretty good break tackle ability and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
The NFC team come out in a nickel pack.
Because he still carried the load as a rusher on our team, even in the pass first offense, right?
Yeah. Well, we got to give Allen a little bit of a break. He was getting tired.
Throwing on first down. Throwing. He hits his receiver.
Oh,
White.
that's got to hurt your knee.
At
Yeah.
13. Nice read.
How you doing, Allen? You're doing good? We got another handoff here now. See, it's just a 10-yard passing game. It's just done a little different, though.
Yeah.
Rose. Goes
Well, for
to
me
motion.
though, you know, like when they line up, showing that 9 or 10 man line like that.
you missed him.
Yeah, that time the linebacker didn't loop outward, right?
Yeah, well, also, I didn't quite snap it when I wanted to. You might have heard me mashing that,
He
Yeah.
had a name for himself
but
for plays like
I just
that.
didn't get it in time.
Those guys that
But
every
see, what I try and do is, if they're going to line up and crowd the line and, you know, play man lock and only have one deep safety and stuff like that, if they're going to only single cover a wide receiver, even if it's Benji Rhodes, I'm going to make them pay for that, right?
Yep.
He surveys the field. Gets
Because
rid of it.
even Benji Rhodes can beat single man coverage on the right kind of route,
That
right?
is what football's all about.
Well, now we're in Parkman's territory.
In the secondary.
We'll give Allen another little break again.
2 yards to go for the touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I found works best against the goal line defenses. You just run straight at it. Just try and run right over them, right?
Looking to run it here.
Because even there, if you manage to advance the ball a yard there,
Good
well,
job stopping the run on that play.
Well, I didn't lose anything that time.
no, see where they spotted the ball, though? You're inside the 2 now. You did advance it a little bit, right?
Okay. Well, whatever they say. Now they've got this weird thing where they got the linebacker shifted one way and the line shifted the other.
Yep.
handed off.
But you know what? If you get 3 shots from inside the 5, you're just not going to stop this guy, right?
Yeah, well, it's because Adam Parkman is about 2 yards tall.
Yep.
Well, that's why he made the Pro Bowl.
The kick
Yep.
is up.
Well, because he scored like 18 touchdowns in one season, right? He led the league in touchdown runs, even if not one of those runs was more than 2 yards. He was averaging more than a touchdown a game anyway, which is, you know, good production by anybody's standards, right?
He got all of that one. From the 4-yard line. The defense forced the punt the last time after 3 plays. Ball on their own 17. Tightening up the coverage along the outside. Johnson, the lone setback. Hollings moves in motion. Hand off to the tailback.
You see how things get all congested in the middle there? That's what I'm trying to do, right? That's my goal.
Physical team that likes to run the ball in just about any situation. When you can run the ball consistently, it really wears down the interior line and helps to slow down those pass rushers.
Johnson, the lone setback. Hand it off. Number 95 is the guy who's there to bring him down at the 22. They went with the running play.
You never know when you're going to find some room and break loose into the secondary.
The defense is going to
See, I put the 4-3 on, but then I audibled to the nickel alignment,
Mitchell goes in motion.
which gives me the deeper safeties, right? In case it's a pass.
With the pass. On the money.
No, in this case, Cedric Perry's going to put a stop to that.
26-yard line.
Yeah, while playing 5-man to man, that guy's not going to get very far, even if he does catch that pass, right?
And Cedric's a pretty smart player, too. He's going to put a stop to that right quick.
Staying there, now they'll punt it away after a 3-and-out. Here's the kick. And he waves for the fair catch.
I was a little worried he wasn't going to catch that. He's turned around and stood with his arms at his side till the last possible second there,
Yeah, I
right?
thought it was going to hit him there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was going to hit him in the chest and go on the ground or something.
Rhodes, the
Well, I'm going to keep
motion
doing this until it stops working.
man. Allen.
Well, they managed
That's a face mask.
Yep, they managed to kind of. Oh well, there you go. See, you didn't run over him that time because he grabbed you by the face mask.
He's getting pissed off.
Yeah, he's starting to use the face mask as a handle to pull you down with, so you can't run over him, right?
Well, that's okay. That's about as good as a successful run to that side would have been.
Yep.
So we'll do it again.
Calling an audible now. Jenkins sends a man in motion.
See, it's a little different the way they respond on the left versus the right.
Yep. Oh, look at that. That guy didn't get blocked.
Yeah, that was the defensive end.
Yeah, and look at that. Both the tackle and the guard just basically ignored him, right?
Yeah, well, they were going after the safeties. You know how it is.
Yep.
Well, now we'll switch it up for a couple plays. We'll go and choose something else to do. Like run the ball. Okay. They're gonna give us a zone defense.
Dropping back with the throw.
Oh, you had Crosby wide open in the left slot.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah, right there. You see him?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been a first down if I'd have thrown it to him. Would have been a first down. Brutal. You know, you're not a passer. When you're not a passer, you miss those kinds of opportunities, though.
Yep. Yep, the best receiving tight end in the league, and he had a chance to. He was open and had a chance for a catch there.
Well, we actually don't have Allen out on the field here, so I think I'm actually going to go to a pass.
Throws it. He finds his man. Miller records the.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. As far as quick, and he's also a handful for that corner to bring down.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, he's having a good game. He's got 3 or 4 catches for you today. 3.
Yeah, I think I've thrown the slant pass to that side, and then I run the stretch run to that side.
Yep.
Although here, I think I'm going to try to run the dive play. Now, this doesn't always work out.
Crosby in motion.
Oh, somebody pushed the left guard in my path. That's what happened there. The left guard got pushed completely inwards there. And so I just couldn't get into that gap.
Rhodes, the man in motion.
Oh, we got 2 minute warning.
2 minute warning.
Well, that's okay. I didn't actually like the way they were lined up there.
Second and 10.
You know, I should line up in the single back normal. Try.
Well, they got everybody on the line now.
I can see that. And they're going to keep them all on the line, too.
Yep. You're going to try and stretch the field on them again there?
You know what? No, it's second down. So, no. I'm not. Not on second down, because I got to make sure I have a third down to make.
With the throw, and he makes the grab. He'll feel that one tomorrow.
Yeah, with how hard he just got hit.
Wow, Allen caught 1,000 yards worth of passes this season, so he's a proven reliable receiver too.
Yep.
Seventh play of this drive.
I had 4 1,000-yard receivers
Nice.
in this
Carter
season.
goes in motion. Calling an audible now.
Is that our Mills over there on the left?
I think it is. I'm going to look at the pass rush here, though, and if it's strong, I'm going to throw it to Carter.
Drops back. Looking for an option. Throws it out over to the left. And this pass is completed. Jenkins with a hot hand on this drive.
And what he's doing is sitting back there.
Yeah, we'll see if they respond a little differently when I come out in this kind of thing.
Getting the ball to the right guy. He's playing very well
No.
right now.
Yes, actually. They're going to shift the linebackers all the way over to the wrong side.
Jenkins sends a man in motion. Again, he'll get the call.
Yep, and you can run away from that guy who got the penetration and get a touchdown.
Allen runs it into the end zone.
Yeah, the thing is, these different formation alignments, too, they just spread the defense out a little differently, so even though it's the same play, it's worth having it in a playbook multiple times. I have it from single wide receiver sets, like single back 3 tight ends. I have it from single back big, single back normal. I even have it out of single back 4 wide receivers. Believe it or not, that works, too. And when the running game eventually starts to grind down and I can't do this kind of thing anymore because they adapt to it, then you switch to the full house for a little while. And you try doing some stuff out of that.
Yeah, and you punch it up the middle and that
Yeah.
kind of thing, right?
Or you try to brute force it around the outside with 3 lead blockers. You know.
And he got all of that one. A great pick. From the 2.
Yeah, boy, you got fast players on the kickoff coverage there.
Yeah, really.
And look at this.
He has to wait for his blocks to develop, find the seam, then run for.
They're coming out in the goal line.
Yeah, but that doesn't scare me any because I'm just going to play this way here.
Yeah,
right?
and play your press coverage.
I've got 9 guys in the box if they try to run up the middle,
Johnson.
and they're not going to get very far.
At the 17-yard line. And they went with a run on that play.
Yeah, sure looks like this guy's going to be involved in the offense today.
I can't believe I scored 28 points here so far. That is a very high-scoring game for me.
Yeah. Well, you've had success on the ground.
One is handed off. Number 95 makes the tackle.
Oh, somebody got hurt. Oh, no, they just called a timeout.
No, they
because
just called a timeout just
They
because.
just wanted to call a timeout, I guess.
3rd and 5.
You know, it's that 2-minute rushing offense.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that, but
Well, it works for me, so maybe they think it'll work for them.
I play defense differently than they do, though.
Under pressure, throwing. And this pass is completed.
Face mask.
Run over by a
Nope,
truck.
they got
Oh.
a holding penalty.
Pulling a trailer.
The offense faces
Well, okay.
3rd and long.
Yeah, the ref didn't see the face mask because he was too busy looking at the holding penalty.
So the offense can make.
See, the nice thing about this, too, is that I can play this nickel defense, and it's not as vulnerable to, like, those instant touchdown runs up the middle, right?
Yeah, that kind of bullshit.
because I bunch a lot of people in the middle of the field.
Good play.
And you'll notice here that even though he managed to get through the first level, well, he's got, and they do have a defensive or an offensive lineman downfield here, but because the safeties were so deep, that offensive lineman can't get on anybody, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have an angle on that guy.
Yeah. So even if that guy gets away from me, that safety's going to have a shot, and if he misses, this guy's still going to be able to make it over there, right?
So let's pick up the action.
And the whole point here is to basically just prevent a long pass, but also prevent a long run, right?
Mason comes into the game for the punt.
So what may happen in the, when the regular season starts next season is it may look like I leak yardage quite a bit, but my plan is to play my base 4-man line and man under until they get on my side of midfield. And then I can change tactics a little bit when they can't throw a ball over my head anymore.
Yep.
Anyway, it must be time for the halftime stretch.
All right. And we're back.
Yes, and just looking at some halftime stats here, it looks like a very typical Rec V5X game on offense where you had more rushing yardage than passing. But
how many times have I handed the ball off?
Well, if we look at the individual here, Bo Jenkins finished the first half 11 of 12 for 104 yards.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah. And Kelvin Allen carried the ball 18 times for 91 yards.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that one long run on third down, I guess this guy must have been designated as the third down running back.
Yep.
And, of course, Parkman with his 2 carries for 1 yard and a touchdown. So, and by the looks of it, you definitely favor your starting tight end and your halfback as favored targets.
Yeah, well, that's just because when they come up and they crowd the line and they play their zone coverages, right? Or they play their man coverages, they seem to want to drop the strong safety back in the path of that left-hand slant. And so every time they do that, I've just not been throwing it there, and I just throw it to the guy on the right, which happens to be the tight end.
Yeah. Anyway, on defense, the left end is the guy who's leading in tackles, and he also got 2 sacks. And Darryl Roble had a pretty good first half with 5 tackles. And it looks like from the left end position, we got the only 2 sacks. So anyway, I guess we'll return to the game, and we get to receive the kickoff to start the second half.
Let's take a look at our halftime stats.
And I did okay in the first half, I guess. I allowed less than 100 yards of net offense.
This team has played well and had a solid first half.
That being said, you did possess the ball for 18 minutes.
Nice. Yeah, they've only got 11 minutes.
Yeah, so it's easy to play defense when the offense, when your own offense has the ball all the time, right? Oh, there's Wally Burke from the Houston Marshals.
At the 43-yard line.
Well, he can do it too.
Yes, he can.
Not bad.
He'll do that kind of thing to you. He's always working on his speed, finding a way to get just that little bit more quickness. I'll tell
What
you,
do we got here for coverage?
Look quick on that play.
Falling inaudible now. Passing on first down. Gets the pass off.
Oh, you got hit while you were throwing there.
Yeah, and then it went more towards the middle and not really at where I was trying to throw it.
Yeah.
Well, these things happen. See, bad things happen when you go to the air.
Yeah.
You're right there in position to knock the pass away.
You see that? The outside linebacker and the middle linebacker just changed coverages.
Interesting, hey?
Yeah.
Floyd in motion. Hands it off.
Well, whoever that guy at tight end is, he's doing a hell of a good job for you there.
The line has been great in this game, man. I've seen things coming out of the line that I've never seen.
Second time on this drive, he's been able to move the chains.
Well, we'll put Allen back in there because that guy is already getting tired. I don't think he has the stamina of Allen, actually.
Well, it's Crosby that you got there at tight end 1 now.
And that success leads to bigger and better things, usually.
Crosby, you did a terrible job there.
Yeah, well, that time the linebacker looped around the outside, right?
Yeah.
There, John.
You can say
Well,
that.
that's okay. The other guy's rested here now.
When you make stops like that.
They'll have to get the ball inside the 37 in order to convert. Looks like he's changing the play.
Yeah, what the hell? We'll try it. Looks like there's lots of open space over there.
Just going to try and run over the left side of the defense.
Yeah.
Looking to run it here.
Well, it looks like it was a success.
40-yard line.
He's looking pretty good running the ball. And I'll tell you, that sure takes a lot of pressure off your quarterback.
Yeah, you might throw 20 passes in this game, maybe.
They'll have to get the ball inside the 37 in order to convert.
Don't like that line look.
Crosby comes in motion, calling an audible.
Nope, we're gonna go back to this.
Drops back, gets the pass.
Oh,
Completion there.
that was Cook. Number 74.
What the hell? Why do we have a number 74 in there?
You better have a look at the depth chart and see who the hell's playing tight end or something, because
Have to be able to make the catch.
Oh, I had a big package out there accidentally. I must have pressed the button.
oh, okay. Yeah, so you had an offensive lineman out there playing tight end, right?
Yeah, whoops.
Well,
That was totally an accident.
yeah, offensive linemen are not very good at catching
Will come into
passes.
this game to punt.
Especially bullet passes.
Number 84
Although he ran the route
lines up
really
deep
good.
for the punt return.
That's okay. I can pooch punt too.
Not much hang time on this one. He's waving for the fair catch.
Yeah, I was just trying to get in front of that one to make sure I could catch it if it started to bounce real hard towards the end zone.
Rushing on first down has not worked out for them today. Less than a 2-yard per carry average.
That's why they're losing. You got to be able to get yards on first down.
He starts out the wrong way.
That was that loose
Yeah, they got big
defensive
penetration
end,
on the
eh?
line. Guys flying to the ball, getting to the ball
Yep.
carrier, making a heck of a defensive play.
Deep in their own territory. The corners move up to play this one tight. Smith in the backfield. Number 83, the man in motion. Pressure coming. Gets the pass off.
Goddamn crossing roads.
Yeah, two-ton truck.
Yeah, well, that happens there.
Caught the pass, but didn't
Yeah,
go.
there's really nothing you can do about those crossing routes either, I find.
Well, what I found is you can stop them, but you have to play zone defense to do it.
Yeah.
And the problem is,
Then you're vulnerable to long pass.
yeah, exactly. Then you're expecting your deep defenders to have to try and defend the pass alone. And my policy is to not let that happen, right? Nobody has to defend a deep pass by themselves.
Yep.
It's always a 2-against-1 situation if they want to throw deep,
When they drop back the pass.
which is why I play 2 deep safeties always, right?
Here's the punt. Fair catch called for.
Okie dokie. Well, we're going to go back to the usual strategy and see if they keep spreading their line now.
But we saw that
Yep.
in the Super Bowl game even, right? Like the types of defenses that we both play, if they want to throw short little dinky passes over the middle and run up the middle, well then they can probably maintain possession of the ball
Throws over to
and
his
control it and move the ball down the field, but it's going to take them 6 minutes to do it. And they just don't sustain that, right?
Yeah.
You know, even in the Super Bowl game, the Zombies did that on their first possession, and we were going, ooh, this looks like it's going to be a tough game, but then they stopped doing what was working for them, right?
Pass play here on first down.
Come on, Mr. Hobbs.
Great throw.
And Mr.
He's
Hobbs has
fast.
got it.
Yep, he's going to score a touchdown because he's fast.
And a great throw for the touchdown.
That's one of those passes
Yeah, wow,
where
hey,
when
that's
the
Stanley
quarterback
Hobbs.
releases it, the
Yep,
receiver's
Stanley
not going,
Hobbs from the
but then he
Boston
looks up and
Royals.
the ball's right
I
there.
remember him. I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah, but you hate him less when you're the one throwing the ball to him, right?
Yeah, that's true enough.
Yeah, you hate him when the opposing quarterback is throwing the ball to him, but when you're the one throwing the passes, he's not so bad, right?
That's right, yeah.
Here we go, the second half, just about set for the kickoff.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a very good kick.
Booming kick.
Oh well, you aimed it
downfield
far enough left to allow for the error
from the
anyway.
3-yard line.
I don't think they've made it over the 15-yard line on a kickoff return yet.
Yo, all of our kickoff team is stupidly fast.
So they have first and 10 here.
I guess that's the one bad thing about capital B big players is your kickoff coverage suffers.
Yeah.
Tough like a turkey. I mean,
Okay,
less than
I know
2
this was a
yards.
successful run play, but just look at what happens here, right? It's a draw. But even so, they don't get any offensive linemen escaping up the field, so that's the safety that's able to come over and make the play, and I've got 2 more defenders in reserve over here, right?
Yep. And possibly the corner who comes from underneath as well.
Yeah.
Ball on their own 23.
However, only in the Pro Bowl or on an all Madden team will a draw play work that well. Usually those plays
From the shotgun.
collapse under their own weight, right?
Frank makes the play at the 33-yard line. He throws it in double coverage, but they come away with the first down. First and 10. The corners move up to play this one tight. They're having no success running on first down.
Which is one reason why they find
Oh.
themselves on the short end of the stick right now.
Who was that? That was the right guard?
That was the right guard. I must be making him nervous.
Ball was flagged for the false start.
False starts are kind of frustrating because they're really easily avoided by just maintaining focus.
So now it's first and 15 after the penalty. They'll go from the shotgun. Pump faking. Pressure. Great play in the backfield by Frank. What a tremendous individual.
Well, you're
effort
doing
by the
real
defensive
good on the
line.
defense front here today.
Defensive
Yeah, well, again, that's why I like to use defensive ends as outside pass rushers, because they can do this to blocking halfbacks,
Yep.
right? Whereas a linebacker is a little bit smaller and he might be faster, but he's not able to overpower those blocking running backs as quickly, right?
Yep.
And welcome back. It's second down and a long way to go. Only one man back.
Wow, I went looping all the way around there, and I think I got a hit on him, but
28-yard line. Number 83 didn't have much room to do anything with that one.
Yeah, they had the coverage, and they made the sure play instead of trying something fancy, like going for the pitch.
Third and 15 coming up. The corners are moving up to press the receivers. The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. Closing in with the throw.
okay, this time that worked to perfection. Again, it's the same play I tried once in the first half.
Yeah, well, out of the 3-4 here.
This linebacker, I told him to crash to this side, so he's actually attacking the guard here. And because it's a reversed play, you get a wider line spacing than you do in a standard 3-4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy is pass rushing from the outside. So you watch, I occupy the center. He rushes into the gap and gets the guard. This guy gets the defensive end. And then you know how sometimes they'll do that backpedaling thing and try and trade off so they can free up that tackle to pick this guy up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they can't do that here, right? And the only reason that isn't a sack is because he tried his level best to throw an interception there, right?
Yep.
And that's actually the defensive end, because that's another thing too, that reversing the play, I noticed, reverses any hook zone assignments. So when this play was originally drawn, this defensive end had the hook zone assignment, and it was sort of leaning out this way, right? But when you reverse the play, this guy gets the hook zone assignment and it angles this way into the middle of the field instead of toward the outside for some reason. I don't know why, but I figured this out and I used it to my advantage, right?
Yeah, and it actually provides pretty good coverage in that area.
Yeah, because it helps out on those, especially you got, defenders trying to defend these short crossing routes like that. And the only best way to defend one of those short crossing routes is to have a short zone guy in the middle of the field, right?
Yep.
Back to the field.
And I mean, you know what? Defensive linemen are not going to come up with too many interceptions, but at least he's there and he can get a hand on the ball and knock it away, right?
Here comes the punter. He's gotten a lot of action so far. Here's the punt.
And that will be out of bounds.
All right.
First and 10.
See, they've been continuously spreading the line against me here now, and it might be almost time to switch to a full house and start jamming it down their throats. But now and then they still give me a look like this.
Yeah, well, when they do this, then it looks good for you, so long as Crosby out there does a good job, and he's been doing a superb job of blocking that outside linebacker every single time, right, except for that one time.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I think the score is about 4-1 in his favor.
Oh, thank God. They lined up in the nickel, and then they shifted the linebackers.
Yeah.
If they had just left the linebackers neutral, there would have been nothing I could do.
Floyd moves in motion.
Because the nickel is like the ultimate.
Yeah, well, you still had to. You still had to do
face mask.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a big one too. That's a defensive tackle that chased you all the way to the sideline. Wow.
Well, I still gained yards on that too. So.
Yeah.
Not the incidental 5-yard face mask.
He's lucky his head's still on the way he got yanked down there.
Well, that just goes to show you how fast the defensive linemen are in this game, though, right? If they can outrun or run fast enough to actually chase a speedy halfback all the way to the sideline.
Going to the air on first down with the throw.
He juggled that a little. I guess he's not the best hands. I should have thrown it to Crosby. I bet you he's more reliable.
Oh, for sure. I would any opportunity that I got, like last season's Pro Bowl game, I threw the ball to Crosby lots, and it was because any opportunity that you get to throw to a player who will almost certainly catch it, well, maybe you should, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if I can actually hand this ball off.
Hand it off to the
Yep.
back. The back breaks free. He's at the 20.
Well, I couldn't run over that guy that time, though.
14-yard line. Number 47. Gets
Starting to get
past
tired
6
again.
Picking up his 4th first down in this drive. It's first and 10.
Yep, well, you're just running over them, right?
You know what? This might work.
It might. If Farr can get out there and block that outside linebacker, then...
I think the threat is the middle linebacker here.
Yeah, probably.
They give it to the halfback.
Oh, I tried to cut up behind my blocker there. He just didn't pick that guy up, but I guess that's still a successful run play.
Yeah, you picked up 5 anyway.
Well, we're not exactly inside the 5 yet, so why don't we see if we can run the ball? I mean, I know that's what we do anyways. Call it fake audible.
It's what you do.
Bird sends a man in motion. He gets the count. Number 90 with the stop.
See, when you see that guy come around the outside, you turn it into a trap.
Yep.
A running attack that is consistent and effective.
Well, it's time for short yardage now, hey?
Yep, we're bringing out Adam Parkman.
He's on the left side. Golston's on the right.
They've done very well on third down.
Well, that's okay. We can run him with him in the left. Although I don't think this play will be successful.
Well, I don't know. They're leaving you a gap there, and there's no second-level guys right behind that gap, right?
Looking to run it here. Number 86.
Yeah, it really depended on if that guard got pushed back or not.
Yeah.
His motor was really running on that play.
But that's the spot, though, that when you read the play before it starts, that's the spot that looked like the weak spot, and you pretty much have to attack that spot, right?
Looks like he's changing the play.
Ooh, a little bit of fullback off tackle going on here.
Yep, we're going to see if we can get something with Golston here. The big problem is guys shooting through the line.
Number 43.
No, you had plenty of blocking there.
An almost perfect run in that type of situation.
Could look at that play again just to see how that worked.
Sure.
Right? Because you get the good blocking from the offensive line there, but look at this. You've got the wide receiver there, the 87 on the left.
Yeah, he actually gets out there
Look
and
at
blocks
that. He
the
gets
safety.
out there and blocks the safety. And then you got Parkman picks up that backside pursuit.
Yeah.
And then number
Allen.
4, that's Allen, gets over there and cuts off the corner, right?
Yeah, Allen's actually getting to be... Well, actually, he's still not a very good blocker, but...
Well, he did the job there.
Yeah, he did the
It
job.
was good enough to get you in the end zone.
Brown comes in for the
I might have been
extra
able to
point.
carry the corner in the end zone.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, how many rushing touchdowns is this now? This is starting to get out of control here.
On the extra point.
I think you got one passing touchdown.
Good-looking drive,
Yeah.
and they score the touchdown.
I'm not really sure what they
Offensive
think they're
unit
doing
should
out
be
there.
very pleased with their performance on that one.
Well, it's funny, but you know what? They don't seem to be any more able to stop you from running than they can stop me from passing, right?
I'm telling you, man, bad things happen when you go to the air. We're going to adopt more of a ground game this year.
The NFC team will start this drive from the 17-yard line.
Well, I'm going to keep playing with my system here because my system seems to be
First and
working.
10. The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. He'll pass on first down. Throws it over the middle. He hits his receiver. Franks with the stop at the 31.
You see what I mean by block trading, though? Right? See how they try to, like this guy tries to disengage from me?
Yeah.
And then you see how he turns around, but he's blocked off by these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Normally what he's going to try and do is turn around and pick this guy up, right?
Let's get back
It's
to the
very
action
difficult
on
to
the
get a good pass rush from that side of the field because for some reason the
press coverage on the outside.
offensive line seems to be able to trade to that side more
Quarterback gets
effectively,
set with
right?
only 1 back
You
behind
can
him.
even get away with a 3-man rush.
They give it to the halfback.
Oh, he just ran right through that guy. Oh, he just ran right through that guy. Wow.
We're good.
Makes the tackle at the 45-yard line.
Well, that was a couple of broken tackles there, right?
Yeah, well, this guy's an amazing runner, apparently. Even though he's not the fastest running back in the world.
Yeah,
I think he's
well,
slower than Allen.
I thought the defensive lineman that hit him first was going to have him
Smith,
there,
the lone
but
back. Ricks moves in motion. He's brought down behind the line for a short loss. Smith couldn't find any room on that one.
They really hustle on the defensive side of the ball. They're very good at clogging up the line, limiting the number of holes and cutback lanes that the back has to choose from.
Strouser scans the defense from the gun.
Ah, same guard again.
yep, that same guard again. I guess he didn't like that alignment or something.
Either that or he's a bit of a lower awareness player or something.
Yeah, the rule for the offensive
Or he might be
line is,
talented, but
once you quit
he
your
might
hand
also be
down,
young.
You can't move until the ball snaps.
Strouser will work out of the shotgun. Stepping up, gets the
Oh.
interception. Short pass incomplete, brings up
Yeah.
the 3rd down play.
Oh, okay. Well,
Fifth play of this drive. The quarterback gets set with only 1 back behind him. Under pressure, gets rid of it. Perfect pass.
Well, he still got the stop.
At the 36.
yeah, well, that's what that close coverage does, right?
And it is the 6th play of this
Well,
drive. About a yard
The
to
quarter
go.
ended
So
before they
it's
could
the
put
end of the
their
third
their
quarter.
play
The
out
NFC
on the
team
field.
ahead
Yeah,
of
their
the
goal
NFC
line
team,
formation.
42-3.
Well,
Teams are set
And they're
for
coming out
one
in again.
quarter of play.
yep, they are.
Sixth play of this drive. 1 yard to go. Smith dives and brings him down. Smith picked up good
Well, not
yardage.
every play can be a perfect stop, but I guess now we're going to start to get to see your red zone defense.
But the key
Yep.
thing is you have to run the ball successfully. You have to establish a threat that you're going to make the defense respect.
Smith, the lone back. Ricks in motion. Going to the air on first down. And it's
Wow, that was your opposite side end coming around there.
That's right. We'll show that in a minute here.
the 10, 5. The defense.
Okay, so this is the monster defense, okay? And this is basically a 5-1-5,
Yep.
okay? And they moved the tight end over here because one of the reasons that I don't care which side of the formation they line the tight end up on is because even once he moves over to his spot, I've lined the defensive ends up outside of the tight end on that side, right?
Yep.
And what I discovered is if you have this guy play some kind of a zone or something in the middle, it really doesn't matter. But for some reason that I can't fathom, this guy is placed so that if there were a tight end here, he would be like right there.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason that I can't fathom, this guy can sometimes run right around the tackle on the outside and get pressure, right? And because I'm playing cornerback flats here, these guys immediately move down to jam their receivers, right?
Yep.
And I'm basically playing 4 deep zone. I gave this guy a deep zone assignment too, which is why everybody's kind of dropping off and spreading out.
Yep.
And this guy in the middle has a spy assignment, so he basically just sits in the middle short. But what happens is the quarterback tries to force the ball to a guy who's being jammed, right?
And it just results in a pick six.
And that's why I play a lot of cornerback flats, because I noticed that the out-of-the-box cornerback flats, you'll get that behavior where the corner will try and jam the receiver that lines up across from him, right?
Yeah.
And so if you play 3 deep
Brown comes in to attempt the point after.
4 deep over top of that, then you can get turnovers sometimes because the quarterback will try and force the ball to a player who's being jammed, and that player can't get down the field fast enough to get to where the ball's going, which gives sometimes a defender, even a deep zone defender, it'll sometimes give him the best shot at catching the ball, right?
Yep.
Basically what it is it's a bit of a gamble and an attempt to create a turnover, right?
And he got all of that one. A great hit.
So what I do is I play man under 2 until I get to about my own 30, maybe 35 yard line, and then I change what I'm doing, right?
It's 1st and 10.
Whoops.
Oh, came out in the wrong thing there.
I came out in the wrong thing.
Strouser with split backs. Full back handoff.
Missed tackle there at the line. You see that?
Yep.
Just a
Yeah, that was just a shame.
That's what he
That was
can do.
Robo who missed that
You can't
tackle.
Bring this guy down with an arm tackle. You got to swarm him. Get him from
But
all
that's okay.
sides.
We'll go back
And
to
just
our
take
man
him to the
under
ground.
again.
The corners are moving up to press the receivers.
Right.
Strouser scans the defense from the gun.
And there's a sack from the right side.
Right on.
So there you go, right? This is the 4-man line. Again, it's like basically it's a mirror of your nickel wide, right?
Yep.
The only difference is you play a lot of partial man out of that.
And I play that far end a little
Yeah.
bit wider.
Yeah. Whereas I have a tendency to play full man coverage.
And you play that far end a little closer for the run support.
Yeah. Yeah,
And you press.
you're referring to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I press. And basically what that does is it allows the defensive ends to get around the edge and get a shot at the quarterback, right?
3rd and 9.
And my job here is to try and occupy the guard.
Only one man back.
And that time they left the back end to block.
Deep throw to the right side.
And he still managed to catch that, but
Yeah, you know that whole deal about
Well, you know what? At least it didn't turn into something.
Well, it's like I said before, that kind of thing is going to happen sometimes, and there's really not a lot that you can do about it, right?
Thankfully, you actually just had the guys back
Because,
there to...
yeah, because if they repeatedly try to, throw the deep pass like that, like again and again and again, well, sooner or later they're going to get one that works, right?
Yep.
It's just the law of averages. If you try something 10 times, eventually it's going to work, right?
Yeah, because, these defenders might be some of the best in the league, but they're still not perfect.
However, that being said, at least even with the jam coverage and the deep safety, I had a 2-on-1 matchup there, so that guy might have been able to somehow catch the ball. But at least he's not going to...
the end zone after that one.
Yeah, at least he's not going to be able to score an easy touchdown on me because he managed to get behind the cornerback, right?
Flexibility calling your defense. If the guys up front are good at creating pressure, then you don't have to blitz as often, giving you the ability to double cover an opponent's best receiver.
Strausser sends a man in motion. With the pass, and he hits his target. Jackson makes the tackle.
Well, looks like they're going to go on 4th down again, huh?
Yep.
Okay, I play a little bit of man free as well sometimes.
You figure this is one of those times?
Receives the handoff.
Broken
Wow.
tackle.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I don't know. You can't really do much about those broken tackles, though.
Yep.
That's why I always put linebackers at safety. You'll have good tackling safeties next year, I promise
Well,
you.
I didn't get to pick the safeties on this team, so I basically they are what they are, right?
Yeah, you can write them off. Because, wow, your safeties, even Damon Sawyer really isn't big enough to play safety, in my view. I'd play Damon Sawyer at cornerback.
From the 11.
Oh, well.
Still, though, you're having a good defensive game. There's going to be a little bit of cheese here and there. There's nothing that
Well,
you can do about it.
the thing that set that whole thing up was that long pass, right?
Yeah.
And if that long pass, which is a very low percentage play, doesn't work, then I'm not in that position to begin with, right?
Yeah.
But that just goes to show you, though, it's programmed into this game. They must get big plays. If they don't, they can't function on offense, right?
Wow, how did I overthrow that?
I don't know. That looked like pretty close coverage there anyway. But basically, they have to get that long pass or that long run in order to be competitive, right? They cannot put together a string of 8 and 10 yard plays.
Yeah. No, what?
They have to get that long play in order to be be functionally competitive, right?
Yeah.
And because the game is geared toward creating that kind of thing, it's very hard to play a game, especially against a high caliber team like an all-star team, without eventually giving something like that up, right? You overthrew it again.
No, I didn't overthrow it that time. He's just not as fast as Allen is.
Oh, okay.
That's what the deal is.
They if they're going to run 50 plays or so in a game, and every play is an attempt to create a big play, it's awfully difficult to bat 1,000, right?
Oh, I keep getting that long audible animation, damn it.
Play clock ticking down, he was not going to get the play off.
This guy likes to wave his arms around too much. That's what the problem is.
Well, you know what? That's one of the things that if I were able to change about this game, I would eliminate all of those quarterback animations because they're not necessary. They don't add anything to the immersion as far as I'm concerned. They're just a gadget thing, right?
Looking downfield.
And EA has always been very bad about their gadgets.
Yeah.
They seem to focus on adding in some kind of fancy, meaningless thing like celebrations and all that kind of crap.
Yep.
And these things add nothing to the game, right? And it's the same thing with those quarterback audible animations. They add nothing to the game. They just make it more difficult to operate the offense.
See, I should have run the ball.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to throw a pass.
I think this game is pretty much out of reach anyways at this point.
So they have 1st and 10 here. The corners are moving up to press the receivers. Strouser with a man in motion. Handed off to the back. Frank makes the play at the 31. Smith continues to assert himself with a running game. About 6 to go.
But the thing is that at halftime I had allowed less than 100 yards of offense, so they've got to get a couple of those big plays up just to kind of equalize things a little bit too.
Strouser with a 3-yard completion. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and maybe 2. The corners are moving up to press the receivers.
I think this defense looks forward to these 3rd down situations because.
Okay, I'm going to show you something weird here. All right. See how they tried to trade off here?
Yep. Yeah, then 73 blocks 2 guys, but then you run around the running back.
Yep, the defensive end ran around the running back.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
And we go back to the game.
But it's difficult to get a good pass rush from that side of the field.
It always has been, too. Pass rushes from the defensive right side of the field have always been weaker than the defensive left. That's why it's Cedric Perry with all the sacks and not Travis Wade.
Yep.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Smith, long setback. He'll get it again. Ford belts him hard at the 42-yard line. Takes it up the middle, picks up less than a yard.
That was just a burst of power from the defensive line.
1st down marker is just inside the 32.
Oh, bastards. They didn't give me a chance to finish shifting. When you do use the 5-man standard line like that and shift, you need to move the middle guy over an extra slot because you have to line up on the outside of the guard's shoulder.
And if you don't, then you get sucked in the center,
If you don't you get suction blocked into the center. And then the guard will pick up the next guy over and the tackle will pick up your defensive end, right?
Yeah.
Under pressure, throwing.
Wow, I don't know how he got that one away.
Trying to convert through the air, but the pass.
That even looked funny flying through the air.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he was running backwards and throwing the ball off his back foot and everything else, right?
Yeah, I'm not surprised the guy struggled to catch that one.
Well, he wasn't going to make a 1st down even if he did because he was being covered pretty closely there, right?
Here's the punt.
That's an inside the 20 punt.
Yep, out of bounds inside the 20.
It's 1st and 10.
Okay, well, we're going to stick to the rushing attack this time because the passing attack didn't work worth a shit last time.
Bird with a man in motion.
Well, you got to do you, right? You have to be who you are.
You could hear the collision up
And just because I like to pass, that doesn't mean it's the only way to play this game.
Yep.
1st and 10. Nickelback in this time.
Yeah, we just audibled to this.
Yeah.
Bird sends a man in motion. Hand it off. Off and run. Breaking free.
There, Allen can run over that guy. Burke can't, but Allen can.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember exactly what his statistics are, but Allen has actually developed some power to go with his speed, eh?
Yeah. Well, that's something I was working on him in his first season too, right? but he wasn't quite there.
Bird with a man in motion. Number 47.
The guy just didn't hold on to his block.
Yeah.
43. Number 47.
Yeah, you were trying to hit that gap between the tight end and the right tackle.
That's
there,
right,
right?
yep. But then I saw the guy slip off, and I tried to cut back inside, but there was no time.
He can explode through the hole. And he needs a line to create that little crease or cutback lane to break free.
But that's why you audible to that dive play too, right? You know what? What the hell? We're going to try the dive play again.
Floyd moves in motion. Looks like he's changing the play.
Well, no one's moving.
Again with the run. Number 90 brings
Well, that
him
worked
down
out all
at
right
the
for a dive.
47.
Yeah, well, you
Number
picked up
47
5
has
yards.
shown why he's such a threat on the ground and gets closer to 100 yards rushing.
You might have 200-yard rushers in this game.
The NFC team come out in a nickel package.
Question is his zone?
Floyd
It's a zone.
in motion. He sees
So my
something
odds are
in the
not good.
defense.
Just depends on what kind of blocking you get from that wide receiver out there, I guess.
The tailback.
And he did a good job. Look at that.
Hall makes the
Yep.
play at the
The safety
41-yard
reacted
line.
quick, but I actually managed to put the blocking wide receiver between us.
Yeah. you managed to get a little bit of Walmart
Yeah.
blocking, hey?
Yep. Well, I think the guy must have thought I was going to cut up field because of the outside.
Yeah. See, that's what we call it when one player is able to take 2 players out of the play at once, folks. We call that Walmart blocking.
That's exactly what it is.
Two
for
two blocks for the price of 1.
Number 47.
Ooh, that guy's fast. Ooh, you managed to outrun him, though.
one. Yeah. Well, Burke is pretty quick, though.
35-yard line.
Seems like the back
It's also
is
getting
seeing
pretty
the hole
tired.
even before they open up out there. Kind of like a
Yeah,
Superman.
so usually, actually, I expect to get the quarterback hit while he's handing the ball off in those situations.
Yeah.
That's often what
See,
happens.
this is what you need, though, right? You need Allen, and then you need a guy like Wally Burke,
Bird with
so
a man
that you
in
can
motion.
swap them back and forth like you've been doing in this game, too, right?
Yeah.
Give it to the halfback.
Well, I had to run
because
right
I
at
think
that guy.
I think that these guys also probably will perform better when they're reasonably fresh.
Underneath the defensive line,
I think you're
Because
right.
I know in season 2 at times you literally ran Kelvin Allen until he was so tired he had to go sit down, right?
These third
Yep.
downs haven't been much
And then
of an obstacle,
and then I think
it's helped them
it
take the lead.
reduced his effectiveness a little bit as the more tired he got.
I think you're right.
Rolling. And this pass is
Oh, Hobbs will get another pass this game.
Wow, haven't seen you throw a pass in a while.
Number 83.
Yeah, well, it's because of the way they lined up there. I didn't like the looks of running against that.
A little bit of separation he needed.
I don't throw many passes. I have a lot of passes in my playbook. I don't call almost all of them. Mostly I call this play.
With a man in motion.
Yeah.
Hands it off again.
But the thing is, though, it works for you. It doesn't work for me, right? I can't get the kind of success on that play over and over and over like you can.
I really don't know what the difference is.
Well,
I've got
I'm
my left
watching-
guard pulling.
I'm watching you run it, though, and what you tend to do is sort of almost angle toward the middle, like over top of the right guard for a second after you take the handoff.
Yep.
And then you take it outside, and maybe that fools the defensive players into, like, trying to squish down on the middle a little bit, which gives you a little room to run outside. I don't know.
Quite possibly.
Consistent
Okay, they're gonna
success
leave
on
the corner
third
out
down,
wide there.
which they've had, usually translates into a win.
Okay, well, it looks like nobody's covering Allen unless it's a...
Oh,
it's a 2-minute warning.
I wasn't paying attention.
Well, it doesn't matter.
They'll be looking for a play that will get them to the 10.
Okay, now they're going to bring everybody in. Brought the safety down.
Single coverage on Floyd.
So here's a better idea. We'll take that safety out of the play.
Dropping back. Looking downfield. Gets the pass off.
Oh, he dropped,
He dropped it.
Watch this guy. He gets his helmet right right under his chin.
That's Golston, too.
Takes him straight to the turf.
Who was also a 1,000-yard receiver this season, by the way.
I mean, I thought I had something there because the guy was running in front of him. So I just tried to throw it behind him, right? But it didn't actually matter.
Yeah, see on the Crusaders, Mills, Rhodes. Oh, you still made it. Allen and Golston were all 1,000-yard receivers, right?
But he dropped it.
He dropped a touchdown.
It's probably the only pass he's going to get this game, you know?
Yeah, probably, because this game is just about over. But you don't tend to throw to the fullbacks as much as I do either, because you use that full house type of formation, which involves the halfback more as a pass receiver.
Yeah. And I also started using the 2 tight end sets more because they're actually more reliable receivers on like those third down catches when you need to make first down.
That's true.
Strouser starts out of the shotgun. Going to the air on first down. So they'll lose yardage on that tackle. Frank uses his speed to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, he's got some great moves, and he combines that with a very quick first step.
Strouser with a man in motion. Pressure coming. Steps up. Great play in the backfield by Frank. What a way to start this drive, John.
Boy, having those speedy defensive ends like that is just a dream.
Drops back, throwing. And he makes the grab. Anderson is the guy who's there to bring him down at the 22.
They're trying the unstoppable 2-minute offense on you here.
Yep.
Pressure.
Yes.
In the backfield for a short loss.
Look here,
Who got him?
what a quarterback is supposed to do on fourth down. It's your last shot.
I couldn't really tell.
Jackson.
Everybody got him.
A sack is definitely what you're looking for here.
Crosby, the motion man.
Nope. We've been having trouble there, and I think what it is Crosby is fast enough that I can't do that trick with him.
Uh-huh. You need a slow tight end to do that.
I need a slow tight end to do that. I actually need a slow tight end on the team in order to be able to do that trick. But that also means that he might be able to block him if he stayed inside, though.
Maybe. Maybe you don't need to do that with him.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, well. You got the same group at tight end that you had in Season 2, basically, anyway. There were no changes at that position last season.
The offensive line has to get good movement on the snap of the ball for the inside run to work, and it didn't happen on that play.
And we can attribute this lead to their ability to convert on third down. Bird with a man in motion.
Where the hell is my tight end going?
He was really hit
running in the middle of the field there.
You talk about your deep
Oh, well. That's okay. You can close the game out with a field goal try. Looks like it was a pretty lopsided game.
37-yard attempt. And it's on its way. No doubt about that one.
Still made it through.
Yep.
Not much of a contest. One team pouring it on for a big margin of victory.
Well, I think my defense is just about ready.
Yeah, you're looking good out there. It looks like I can still run the ball, although it'll still be harder with the Crusaders because they have less of a line.
Yeah, but don't forget, though, we get to go into the draft, though, and I think probably our first round pick should probably be another halfback.
Yep, I agree.
And another high round pick should probably be an offensive lineman of some kind.
Yep.
But I would like to try and draft a couple of defensive linemen and possibly a fast linebacker.
Yep.
Or a fast safety that I can turn into a corner.
But anyway, how are we looking on the stats?
Well, You managed 235 yards on the ground and a respectable number of passing yards. You know, like they basically doubled their offensive output from
Well, they got that bullshit broken tackle, right?
Yep. Yeah, they got a couple of long plays in the second half. However, they also threw the pick six.
Yep.
Right? Which feels good. I like that.
Yeah, you got us over 50 points, man.
But
that was
look
you.
at time of possession, right? Pretty lopsided as well. And the only red zone scoring they managed was a field goal. So there we go. Bo Jenkins had a better game than Chris Bird. Wow, Chris Bird was only 4 of 10. What happened in the second half there?
I think we had some drops and other things like that, and I don't really know what happened. And then he also took
that being
hit.
said, you also threw a 45-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, to be fair, that was Stanley Hobbs out there, too.
Yeah, go figure, right? So Allen had his 100-yard game. Burke had a close to 100-yard game.
Yeah, Burke's not quite as, I know the average is higher, but I'd say Burke's actually not quite as strong of a runner as Allen is.
Yeah. So Golston got a rushing touchdown. Parkman got a rushing touchdown. You had 4 rushing touchdowns in this one. And Allen broke 5 tackles.
And that's really what matters.
Yep. And Fletcher had the 21-yard run. You didn't get any long runs on this one, but their secondary, I think, because they're a bunch of speed demons, like you're not going to get a really long run.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you spread the ball around a bit, and you managed to throw 2 touchdown passes, and you only got 2 drops, one by Golston and one by left tackle Cook. So I'm not sure what was going on there with all those incomplete passes.
Yeah,
anyway,
who knows?
So look at that. D. Franks had 16 tackles at left end. Wow.
5 sacks.
And 5 sacks. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
I think you got like 6 sacks in this game.
Yeah. 7.
Wow.
So the right end got a sack as well, and the right outside linebacker. That must have been in that big scrum there, where you said it looked like a linebacker got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been in that big scrum there. Because with that defensive system that I have, sometimes linebackers in man coverage on blocking running backs will actually join the pass rush, right? So occasionally you can get an extra guy rushing to kind of allow for that extra blocker that they leave in. So I had a nice 68-yard interception return for a touchdown. So I like that. And looks like you had a pretty good day punting. 2 punts, pretty good net average. 1 inside the 20. And it looks like neither Kaufman or Strausser did all that well. Although Strausser got the 47-yard pass. And Benny Smith. Well, that's that guy from the Pigeons, right? With the 99 speed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I hate that guy.
Yeah, I hate that guy too. And he's the one that scored the rushing touchdown on me, right?
Yeah, with the broken tackle too.
With the broken tackle.
He broke 3 tackles.
Yeah. Yeah, he got the broken tackle on the free safety there, and then he was gone, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he actually did pretty well running. Like, look at the distorted, like the crazy stats that he had. 8.3 yards per carry.
Yep.
So he did better than Ryan Johnson did anyway. They had a few drop passes. Well, they only had like really the one long pass of 47 yards, and that one was the one that the safety in the corner managed to end with the tackle. And rushing, they had the 28-yarder and the 23-yarder there, right? Well, they did not sack you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tackles for a loss, those, just like you said, would probably happen. And that defensive tackle led their team in tackles, right?
Yep.
And they had 3 pass deflections, all by the same guy. So there you go. The Pro Bowl is in the books. Who's the player of the game?
I'm gonna say Kelvin Allen.
You think so?
D. Franks. Oh yeah.
D. Franks was 16 tackles.
Oh my god.
Wow, that is a special player, right?
Yeah, he's really, really fast for a defensive end.
Yeah, I think he's got 98 or 99 speed, actually.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, literally, he's all over the place. But anyway, next time around, instead of going directly to the draft, I think we're going to do a little special event. And we'll play a game just for everyone's pleasure with the Spitfires.
All right.
In my long-running Spitfires franchise mode.
Sounds good.
And we'll just show you what a cupcake team looks like after 10 seasons. Okay? And so anyway, I'm not going to say any more about it except that the Spitfires are a superpower. And we'll leave it at that for now.
All right.
Until next time.
I'm Rugby5.
And I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.